Untamed is an RMC located in Walibi Holland in the Netherlands, which I recently got the chance to ride. Today I'm going to be speaking about my thoughts on the attraction and how it's quickly become my new number one. Welcome to Coaster Xtra. As mentioned before, Untamed is an RMC and it stands at 120 foot tall, which is a decent size compared to some RMCs, but it's certainly not the tallest out there. Anyway, your experience quickly begins when you're dispatched from the station and you enter immediately an outer banked turn, which is nothing special but really kicks off this ride to a great start. After traversing around this element, you climb the 120 foot lift hill before plunging down the drop. And let me just say, this is the best drop that I think I've ever experienced on a coaster. The airtime is incredible no matter where you sit, but it's certainly stronger in the back. When you sit front row, you kind of hang over the drop, just looking at what you're about to go down, but that doesn't mean there's no airtime at all. However, in the back row, you are just pulled over by the weight of the front of the train, and you are absolutely flying in your seat, which, may I mention, is only a lap bar, so you feel so free. The airtime is comfortable, and yeah, these trains are great and suit the ride very well. Anyway, after this, you go over a small speed hill, which yes is ejector airtime, but is not sustained, so it's not anything that special. But then you go into what is my favourite element on the ride, the 270 degree double inverting corner stall. Yes, that's a mouthful, I know, but it is an incredible element where you first flip round into sort of a 0G roll, but then stall at 270 degrees, and then flip back through another 0G roll. So this is actually doubly inverting element, as the name suggests. And yeah, you are out of your seat for the 5 seconds that you're going through this element. It's incredible. It's kind of part hang time, part ejector air time, and it just all blends so seamlessly into one another. Not to mention, you're flying through the support structure, which gives a great head chopper and near miss element to this inversion. Anyway, after this, you proceed into a double up, which I find actually gives slightly stronger airtime in the front, as it's climbing up, the whole train's slowing down, not speeding up as it goes over the crest. So you get slightly more in the front than the back, but both give ejector airtime. However, on the top part of this double up, you actually turn to the left and go round a banked turn. Then you enter one of the strongest ejector airtime moments on this ride, where you crest over this large hill, giving great sustained airtime. Then you come into another hill. This time it's outer banked slightly though, which means you get some laterals as well as being thrown out of your seat once again. Then you enter into the step up underflip, which is essentially just a 0G roll into a turn. However, this element is not quite as good as I thought it would be. It wasn't that whippy, and you don't get that much hang time either. However, it's certainly nothing forceless. You do get pulled around this thing, just not compared to the other elements on this ride. Anyway, you then enter a wave turn, which is nothing special into the entry of it, but into the exit, you get absolutely pulled from 90 degrees to 0, which is an insane whip in contrast to the element before it. Anyway, after this, you enter a few of the strongest elements on the ride, which is the double up into a double down. Now, the first little hill is very short, so the airtime isn't exactly sustained. The hill over the top is great sustained ejector airtime, and then you basically have the same as the first hill again, where you get the sort of cut off airtime hill, but again, great ejector airtime nonetheless. Anyway, you then traverse into an 140 degree stall, making this a little inversion that you really don't expect. This element doesn't really give hang time, you're more just kind of whipped in and then whipped out. And because you're diving through the support structure of all the wooden supports, This is an insane element. You then traverse through a little bank turn and then a series of multiple airtime hills, and these I find are the strongest airtime moments on the ride. You are constantly getting yanked out of your seat on every single one of those hills. They are so strong no matter where you sit, and the final one of these hills is, in my opinion, the strongest airtime moment I've ever experienced, because you're kind of almost slowly ascending but then get absolutely pulled over it, even though it's so small. It is just incredible. You then go round a little bank turn which takes you into a heartline roll, and this heartline roll gives incredible hang time. You are just like pulling off on that lap bar and it's just mad. You must be hanging out of your seat for about 2-ish seconds. It is so drawn out. It's not like you've lost speed. It is just so incredibly drawn out. And yeah, then you think it's over, but you take one more plunge down, which caught me off guard on almost every ride of this, and it gives pretty decent ejector airtime no matter where you sit. And then one final little pop up into the brake run. This won't give you anything if you're in the back row, but front row you do get that one additional little floater airtime pop into that brake run. So yeah, it's a pretty long ride. It's just incredible. Yeah, it's my first RMC I've ever ridden. I am not letting it be my last. I have to go out and ride more of these things. It's an RMC hybrid, obviously, which means steel track and wooden supports. Yeah, this is just an incredible ride. It is so insanely smooth. It's just got so much airtime throughout, and you almost might think that it might get repetitive, and I did ride this 9 times, multiple times in the front and the back, but no, it really doesn't. It's just such a fun ride. You're laughing throughout. It's incredible. Good job, Walibi Holland. This is an incredible ride and has entered the #1 spot of my list. Anyway, I'll make sure to keep you updated if I get a new #1. But that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. If you did enjoy the video, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.